we're not bashful about speaking plainly about some of the concerns and issues that we have with the PRC and with the challenges that they propose. And the president is very forthright in the way he addresses those challenges and the complicated nature of this relationship. But it is an important relationship, and you heard the president talk about that yesterday as well. It's one of the most consequential bilateral relationships in the world today and likely will be going forward. And that's why it was important to see Secretary Blinken make that trip to Beijing. That's why we're in discussions with the PRC about potential follow-on visits by cabinet officials. We'll see where that goes. But more critically, that's why we want to make sure we can keep the lines of communication open. And as the president said, he has every expectation that we'll be able to do that.
Just to follow up on Steve's question, the president was so confident in saying that his dictator remark had no impact and no real consequence on the work that the U.S. and China continue to do to try to find, a place of compromise and competition. China's reacting differently, so why is the president saying so confidently that his remark had no real consequence?
Because he believes it. And we're still in communication with the PRC about moving this relationship forward. That's what we're focused on. And every indication that we're getting is that that's what the PRC wants to focus on as well.
John, the president said in his comments yesterday that he doesn't believe his China comments have had any consequence. Isn't China issuing a démarche to the U.S. ambassador in Beijing a consequence?
If démarches issued by nations against other nations were some sort of bellwether for whether a relationship was collapsing or in any danger, my goodness, Jeremy, a démarche is a démarche that happened all the time. I'm not going to get into the specifics. I'm not going to get into the specifics of this one. The president's firm that this relationship matters. It's important. We need to move it forward, and he's absolutely confident that we'll be able to.
Let me ask you this. Other than the démarche, have you seen any other consequences?
No.
In the relationship?
No.
Nothing.
The president will going to apologize, he's mentioned.
The president was very clear yesterday that he'll continue to speak forthrightly and bluntly about the challenges that we face with the PRC. He will also continue to speak bluntly and forthrightly about the opportunities that are still resident in that relationship and trying to move that relationship forward.